This fall, the Akwesasne community warmly welcomed members of the Muwekma Ohlone Tribe, who had been on a 90-day horseback journey known as the Trail of Truth. The journey began in San Francisco and will conclude in Washington, D.C. The Trail of Truth is a powerful movement aimed at raising awareness about the decades-long injustices faced by unrecognized tribes in the San Francisco Bay Area. Charlene Nijma, chairwoman of the Muwekma Ohlone Tribe, spoke to the Akwesasne community about the importance of uniting tribes nationwide to push for federal recognition.
I realized when I became the chair 6 years ago how divided we are in Turtle Island, different nations. The government has put their colonial mindset on us, and we turn internally at each other instead of turning out and pushing back who the real aggressor is. It's not each other, it's the government. And we got to stop fighting each other, and we need to unite.
Majan Kemp from the Oglala Lakota Nation and part of the Trail of Truth echoed these sentiments, highlighting the importance of unity among tribes.
Some of our Muwekma relatives come to our territory and learned about our spirituality and our ceremonies, and they asked me through a prayer if I would help them on this ride. It's real personal to me because I have connections to the families out there, and to me it's just really important that all nations, all tribes matter. We need to come together and help our relatives that are smaller nations to get their recognition. That way they could have housing and health care, and they could repatriate their relatives and artifacts back from museums and so-called collections.
Jackie Moon, one of the event organizers, shared her thoughts on Akwesasne's support for the Trail of Truth.
I think it's real powerful and beautiful, and that as Native people, this is something that we all need to really consider and recognize that this could happen to any of us at any time. And without each other, these forces of colonialism and capitalism will really wreak havoc on Native country. It's such an honor to be welcomed to community from these relatives, and introduced me to my husband who's from out here. So I really stand by my relatives on this Trail of Truth and support their causes, because I want to see all Natives be able to repatriate their sacred objects and bring their ancestors home and be able to be recognized in their homelands.
Chief Beverly Cook and Sub-Chief Derek King of the St. Regis Mohawk Tribe voiced their support for the Trail of Truth and its mission.
I was able to meet the chairwoman briefly. Once they arrived on the territory, Tribal Council agreed that an injustice had been done and that we would craft a Tribal Council resolution to give our support to their cause. We understand where they've been wronged and would like to help in any way we can.
The purpose of the Trail of Truth is for the Muwekma tribe to gain federal recognition. The St. Regis Mohawk tribe fully supports their endeavor, and a TCR has been developed in support for Aboriginal Peoples Day, where they will be presenting their message at the White House in Washington, D.C. We're the only people that are always required to identify who we are out of every other race, and hopefully they gain this federal recognition, which will only help their community to grow and to prosper.
The hospitality that you've given us, we are forever grateful and appreciative, and joining us in this fight against the government, because we are showing up in October to be seen and to be heard. They're not going to forget who we are, and when we get back home, for sure they're not going to forget who we are, because we're not leaving our homeland.
The event closed with inspirational speeches from leaders of the Trail of Truth, leaving the Akwesasne community with a renewed sense of unity and purpose in the fight for tribal recognition.